Dublin procedure. If the Préfecture decides to process your file in the Dublin procedure, it may mean that your fingerprints were found in another European country where you already sought asylum, or that you obtained a visa in another European country. That country is responsible for your asylum application. The Préfecture will therefore ask that country to take you back in order to examine your application there. While you wait for the country's answer, you are allowed to stay in France and should be granted access to asylum seekers' assistance, such as the Asylum Seekers Financial Help, ADA, and Social Health Insurance, PUMA. The Préfecture will arrange various appointments that you must attend if you wish to continue to be eligible for housing and financial aid. Careful! You will be given a transfer order during one of these appointments at the Préfecture. From this point onwards, you risk being sent to a detention centre and transferred to the country in charge of the asylum application. The French state has 6 months after the date that the country agreed to take you back to transfer you there. It is possible to appeal and request that France be responsible for your asylum application and not be transferred. Time of appeals, 48 hours if you're under house arrest, otherwise 15 days. Your chances of winning the appeal depend on your personal situation, health, family, countries through which you have travelled, so on and so forth, but they are generally slim. If you lose the appeal, you will have to wait 6 extra months to be able to apply for asylum in France, during which you still risk being transferred. Go to a specialist's legal organisation as soon as possible to get help and advice if you want to appeal. If you haven't been transferred to the country in charge of your asylum application within the transfer period, 6 months or more, depending on your situation, France should be in charge of your application if all goes well. Careful, every Dublin procedure is different. What may have worked for one person might not work for you. If you have been transferred but have returned to France, you must re-register your asylum application at the Préfecture. If you didn't show up to your Préfecture appointments, or if you refuse to be transferred, you risk being considered on the run. In that case, you are no longer entitled to your asylum seekers' rights, housing, and other financial aid. Transfer delays will be extended to 18 months. At the end of that period, France will be responsible for your asylum application. Careful, it is very complicated to calculate these delays. Ask a lawyer for advice. Whatever happens, go to a free legal aid office with all your documents as soon as possible to get more information about your specific situation in a Dublin procedure.